morning and welcome. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. Man, did we have a lot of rain in the Valley of the Sun. And, of course, we love the rain here. That was a lot, though. But it looks like it may be finally coming to an end. But the more water, the better. I'm sure the roofers are out there busy today. The Cardinals do what the Cardinals do, right? Lose. Oh, yeah, it's tough being an Arizona fan sometimes. Our toll-free number, 800-951-0592. That is our toll-free number. The website at allamericangold.com, where the winners play here. The physical delivery of what we like to call wealth insurance, gold and silver. By the way, new all-time record highs for both metals this morning. Friday, as we were leaving Friday, right, a lot of angst over the trade wars with China. Looks like we'll see. Maybe President Trump is trying to walk that back, right? The taco phrase coming back out. We will see. The Dow was down 900 points as gold and silver were at records today. The Dow was making up some of that ground on word that maybe things can get worked out. The hostages have been released, at least the living ones have been released. The silver squeeze is getting even worse. We'll talk about that. So many places to go. We have one more silver special. It's a unique thing. It's something we handled once before. It's come back to us again. But all of the half dollars, the quarters, they're all gone. All of it. All of the silver spectacular sale we had earlier or late last week is gone. The gold is gone. We'll see what walks in the door next this Wednesday. Maybe the last really big meeting in Phoenix at home base at the Deer Valley Airport, Barrio Brewing, 5:30 to 8 o'clock. Please, 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 RSVP. We will be selling Texit and probably buying Texit on the Biconomy Exchange in the meeting. As we've talked about, everybody, if you're part of Mike's team, Jason's team, my team, we want everybody on the exchange, period. Biconomy's the easiest because they are friendly to Americans. For a lot of you out there, I get it. Well, I like Dextrade because I can hide my identity and all that stuff. Listen, that's great. That's great. I get it. But I want to show everybody, I want everybody to know, how do I do it and not get in any trouble or be hiding anything? And that is going to be on the Biconomy Exchange, and we are going to be doing that at the meeting. Everybody, if you haven't done it yet, get on Coinbase, get on Kraken, I don't care which. It'd be really cool if at least you got set up on Biconomy for the meeting. That'd be great. Right? If you want to follow along, bring your coins, bring your device. This is serious, right? We're getting serious time now. I want everybody to know how to monetize because, like I said, another big jump in the price is just around the corner. I keep telling you, I know, but Joe, it's been down since it hit, 6-something, and oh my gosh. Yeah, please. Welcome to crypto. Could be worse. You could add Bitcoin. Yeesh. That was a rough day Friday. It is recovering a little bit as well. but there is a lot more to talk about. We are going to be what is going on in all of the exchanges. Where is all the gold gone? Where is all the silver gone? Bank of America was out this morning now calling for $65 silver. Of course, I've already told you this. They just need to listen, right? If they can just tune us in, then we'll tell them where the price is going to be. What is the question for gold? How close to 5,000 are we going to get this year? I don't know. By the way, gold, $4,100. For silver, I told you. The real question for silver is how close to $100. I know that sounds crazy. Right now, silver right at $52 to the ounce, as all attempts to stop the rally have failed. The COMEX raised margin premiums for holding paper silver, trying to deflect the price downwards. Right now, December silver's up over $3, almost $50.50, but spot silver almost $52, as London is out of silver, and then the largest consumer of silver in the world just had to temporarily suspend its ETF. I'll tell you who that is. Patriot Radio News Hour, Joe and Jason. Wow, man, we have got, it's like air traffic control in here. Just crazy times that we live in right now. The Dow's up 500, so about making up a little over half right now of the losses from Friday. The S&P's up 88, the Nasdaq's up 400. The 10-year note, though, staying down here at 406. The government shutdown does not appear like it's going to end. They're going to figure out how to pay the troops. I don't know where they're getting the money from somewhere. Gold, December gold up $117, $4,118. December silver, like we said, up $313, 50.40. Spot gold right now, $4,098.50 to the ounce right now. Spot silver up $2 here, $51.90. By the way, platinum's up 70 at 1660. Palladium's up 90, 1475, in case you were wondering. But it is an all-out flight to quality, and that quality is precious metals. It's gold, it's silver. Major problems, as we talked about on Friday. We were telling you on Friday, here's the problem. London decides the spot price. Okay? 1,000-ounce silver bars, but they determine the spot price. New York, they do the contract prices. That's gold for delivery, right, in the future. Right now, the front month contracts in New York are December. Okay, so anybody that wants delivery of gold or silver, right now, the new delivery dates are for December from New York. The problem is, right, London's a spot market. And that delivery, right, well, hey, I need it now. They don't have it. The lease rates are off the charts ridiculous. Essentially, the price of silver in London right now, I know I just told you the spot price is almost $52. It's over $60. It's over $60. Why? Because they don't have it. And the people that do have it are saying, well, I don't really want to give it to you because when are you going to pay me back? That's kind of the problem. Right now, they are loading up planes to send any silver from New York to London. Well, what is that going to mean? Well, I think we can all figure it out. New York's going to be out of silver soon. India today, by the way, the largest silver consumer in the world, has announced an immediate halt to all new investments in its ETF as domestic prices in India now 10% over the spot price. So think about this. Now India's saying, well, gosh, silver's really now $57, $58, $59. The silver ETF been flooded with demand, up 80% this year, said that their limited availability of silver has constrained the creation of new ETFs. So essentially what India is saying is, hey, we can't take any more orders because we can't get the silver and we don't know what to pay for it. Not to be outdone. This is another, again, is the silver market going to break? I don't know. Very, very possible. There is record shortfalls. This is kind of Hunt Brother-esque. But the problem is, it's not one person. It's all over the world. Bloomberg saying liquidity in London is now vanished. Traders short the physical market are struggling to find metals, paying steep borrowing costs to maintain positioning. There is no liquidity available currently. They didn't say there's only a little liquid. No, there's no liquidity available. What we are seeing in silver is unprecedented. London, the global hub of precious metal. Remember, China wants to take this over. I wonder what they're doing. Behind the squeeze, investment demand has finally come back, right? One of the things that was think about when gold was like 3,000, 3,200. They remember when we were saying, oh, well, the ETF demand's not there, right? It's not there. It's just the big banks. It's there now. They're saying that the gold and silver ETFs are now backlogged. I'm wondering are we going to see other silver ETFs go the way and gold ETFs go the way of India because they actually can't get enough silver. Right now, rumor has it that ETFs in London are hundreds of metric tons short, meaning that they've either leased it out and or continue to take orders, but don't have the ability to actually get the physical metal itself. This is setting up for a longer-term squeeze here. I guess that's my point. Why am I telling you all of this? Silver and gold are setting up for another squeeze. Silver's worse. There's a reason. Why did Bank of America today come out and say 65? I mean, think about it. Silver was 50. And then they just said, hey, 65. That's a 30% increase. Not to mention Bank of America didn't even see $50 silver because they're in their brilliance. I think the answer is fairly simple. The amount of demand for gold and silver is now overwhelmed the ability of the physical markets to produce it. It's just that simple. When does it get fixed? I don't know. Right? We need, God, a pullback would be great. Like I said, these pullbacks, they last like a day. You get one day, and then sometimes it's not even a day. You get like half a day, and then it's over. It's unprecedented because it truly is debasement. What are people deciding? They're deciding, well, gosh, do I really want to buy bonds? Even if the rate, you got to remember, if you buy a bond at a higher yield and the yield goes lower, you make money. Kind of inverse the bond market. It goes the opposite of what you think. Bonds are heading lower, we think, because they say they're going to be cutting more rates. And they still don't want them. And it doesn't matter. It's not just U.S. bonds, European bonds, Asian bonds, English bonds, German bonds, French bonds. They don't want them. And what they want is a hedge. And all of a sudden, the ability to control the metals market has gone. I think we're going to see a very, I don't want to say dark time, but you're going to see a few really big winners and a lot of losers. And I mean a lot. Things have to go perfectly just for it to be bad. I hate to say that, but it's true. The government shut down. This thing looks like, I thought it would end on the 15th, which is what, Wednesday. It's not happening. It's not happening. They're going to figure out a way for the troops to get their pay. But everybody else, if you're on the government payroll, the last check you got Friday, you were short 3 days because, they were paying 2 weeks behind. And going forward, I don't know. It's not a good situation. There's no good choices, and I think this is part of the problem, right, is what choice do we have? And then as soon as the Trump administration and China got into a little spat, look at what happened. Look at the wipeout that happened in the market. And, of course, immediately the president had to come out and try to calm everything down. And I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. But are we at the point now where we're going to have trouble absorbing these bumps in the road? The answer, I think, is yes. That's the problem. Goldman now, that they said that the squeeze in silver within the next week or two, we will see significant inflows from China and the United States into London to ultimately try to prevent silver from jumping $20 to $30 an ounce. So Goldman now saying China is going to have to help, that the gold or the silver flowing from the U.S. is not enough. I don't know that they will. We'll see. All hands on deck. I've got the last of this silver. I've got 73 rolls. These are Canadian silver dollars. They were made up till like 1966. I'll say maybe 67, something like that. But 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s. They're 80% silver. They've got roughly just under $40 of silver in each coin. They come in rolls of 20. They're $700, which means they're more than $4 below melt. I got 800-951-0592. Man.
Jack.
Jason, I've never seen anything like it. I mean, every break, I'm getting my phone blown up. You're getting your phone blown up. People trying to make heads or tails of what is going on in the marketplace right now. It is an absolute mess. As one of our, a buddy of mine just texted me and said, they've oversold the ETFs since they created them. I mean, I was on the air when they created gold and silver ETFs. I remember that. Paper, gold, and silver. We're like, what is that? How dumb is that? And they put 10% of the gold you buy in storage. You can't take it, right? You can't have it. But you have exposure, I guess, to that market. And he was right. They never really worried about it. Just sell it. It's fine. We'll get it. Nobody wants physical gold and silver anymore.
They're digging it out of the ground. There'll be more.
Yeah, it'll be fine. What could possibly go wrong? Right? Well, guess what? Yeah. They don't have it. I've been telling you they don't have it. We've got 73 rolls of these Canadian silver dollars. So the Canadians, they make great coins. And Jason has these live, and they are unlike, the Morgan and the Peace dollars. They're usually pretty beat up. I mean, you can get the AUs and the BUs, and they're an arm and a leg, right? For that kind of stuff. And even the ugly called Morgan dollars, called Peace dollars, they cost us $35. These are in really good shape. They have $39 of meltable silver in every coin. We're selling them for $35. They come in, you got to buy 20. So there's $700 for the roll. That's $4 an ounce under the melt value of each coin. I mean, it's crazy. Your ability to buy inexpensive silver has gone away unless we get some deals that come in. And Jason, this is it, right? This is kind of our we're empty again. I don't know who we'll call next, but right now this is it.
On Thursday, I think it was, I don't know what it was. I didn't do the actual pounds. It felt like a half a ton of silver came in. And it's like, oh no, how are we going to sell all this? And then silver keeps doing what it's doing. And suddenly people want to buy it. Suddenly, I don't know why, but everyone's waking up and buying it. We went through a lot of silver really quick. And I'm looking in the vault. I don't know if there's any any straggler coins and stuff that we still have. I'm sure there's a little bit, but if you guys need to get some of this silver, you can obviously show up at the office. I'll get it sold to you, but this is the last of what I would consider a large amount of silver that we can sell to you. You got to remember, even with silver running this hot and fast, we're selling it below melt. You have to remember this. The premiums may start coming back, and there's a lot of weird stuff happening right now with the silver. These smelters, the guys that are trying to melt it into 1,000-ounce bars, they're slowing down on what they're doing. Some of the distributors are just not taking it. They've all but
stopped.
Yes.
Yeah, they're not taking. Guys, this is so true. I don't understand what the issue is. The only thing that I can imagine is they are running and melting down all these bags, all these rounds. Heck, I've heard of them melting silver eagles that to get 1,000-ounce bars because, like I said, remember, London, you can get $60 an ounce plus if you have some.
Yes.
But I think they have so much silver that they need to melt down that they're like, you know what? Whoa.
We're done.
Right?
Stop.
Let's stop. I don't know. We're worried. I think this makes the silver price go even higher because essentially they're the only real flow of silver that hasn't been spoken for. Every miner that's getting their silver out of the ground, that stuff's sold.
Right.
That's sold because the ETFs need it. Whoever needs it, right? This company needs it. That company needs it. AI needs it, right? Everybody needs the mints need it.
Well, and Joe, I think secondary silver. We've been saying this for a while. There's just not been a lot of retail buying. And so we buy it from you, we don't have a buyer, and we send it off. And then it gets melted.
Yep.
Joe's saying what I'm seeing, what I think is actually happening is, hey, the easiest way to melt your stuff is to take pure silver, melt it into 1,000, because the 1,000-ounce deliverable bars, which is going to the biggest players, but that's what's happening. It's just a lot. If you got a ton of .999 silver and you got a ton of anything that's sterling or 90%, you're going to stop taking the 90% because you can melt the pure silver into big bars. So here we are. We're selling stuff it's not pure silver. We're saying, hey, you guys should buy this under spot right now. Well, why would I buy that when this is not what they want? And this stuff is below spot. It's because you buy stuff when it's a bargain. Because here's what's going to happen. They'll finally catch up, which will be at the end of this year. And then where else are they going to get the silver? Then they're going to want to get all of the 90%, all the sterling, melt it, get the impurities out, and melt those into bars. They just don't have. It's like the oil business. There's not enough refineries for the oil demand. That's what's happening with silver. But these deliverable bars have to be 0.999. And if you're the smelter, are you going to sit there and take a longer process to get the impurities out? Or are you going to accept all the 999 silver and just keep on moving? And I think that's what's happening, Joe. I don't know how long it'll last, but it won't be very long before they're like, okay, we need more silver. It will happen. It's just, how do you get yourself out of a rut that's been going on for a year and a half of too much silver? You have to make tough decisions. And yes, maybe your junk silver isn't going to run as hot. It's not going to be quite as valuable as the 0.999 pure silver, but for how long? It's just a game, Joe, right? So this Canadian silver is a perfect example of really cheap silver. $3, $4 under melt, and counting and counting.
And counting.
I've been saying $60 silver, which could hit the end of this week, but if it doesn't hit this end of this week, we're going to hit $60 silver very quick. The computers have no path, right, Joe? The computers don't have an exact path to go on this.
800-951-0592. The squeeze, unfortunately, it's just starting. Bullman, it may be another 2 weeks before it's over. 800-951-0592. Patriot Radio News Hour. Joe and Jason on this Monday. Gold's up 82 and change, $4,160 right now. Silver, like we said, mounting another big charge, a new all-time record high, just below $52. We've got rolls of Canadian dollars, pre-1967 Canadian dollars. They are 80% silver. They have 39. Each coin has $39 worth of silver in it. We're selling them for $35 a coin. So you got to buy them in a roll at 20. They're $700 at 800-951-0592. On the gold side, the best thing I got, $20 gold pieces, $41.95. If it opens tomorrow at this price or higher, we're probably looking, I don't know, $42.50, something in that range, $42.50 to $42.95. So if you want $20 gold right now, that is the best deal we have. Premiums on gold eagles up again. Premium on silver eagles up again. We're hearing this throughout the world. Premiums going up, lack of supply, lack of availability, and then all of a sudden, refiners around the world are saying, whoa, we're not going to buy any, I don't know, wow. Jason, do you think maybe they're doing this because we're going to make the price go up $15 and then we'll sell our silver that they have sitting back? I don't know. Very interesting what the strategy behind that is. But this morning, Bloomberg now saying without China's help, I don't know what happens in London. What happens if they shut down the market? I don't know.
J.P. Morgan is sitting on a ton of this stuff. And so, I think they've been waiting for this situation, and they've been, sitting on a pile of this stuff. And London is out. Essentially, that's what we're being told. And so it's the victim. These markets are like vultures, You wait for one carcass there, and everyone just picks it apart to get as much value as they can. And then if anybody else is weak in the position, they become the next target, right? And paper silver looks like it's finally being shredded right now. It's really fun it's really fun to watch physical metals push paper hard. We get so tired of doing their spot price and silver not being the right price, and it's nice to have the movement, at least in the stratosphere of where the price should be, Joe. And what's happening? I think it's a combination of the paper price is ridiculous, and then the physical price is moving and being pushed hard, and the players that are upside down. Joe, you've seen this. I remember when I joined Patriot in 2018. Before that, there was like 3 or 4 or 5 shows on the radio that I could listen to some gold and silver, right? And as 2017 got a little, the price of silver and gold kind of went down a little bit in 2015. All those shows just fell off. They didn't know how to do it. You can get caught in a bad position, and if you're shorting this stuff, this is not the time to be shorting, right, Joe? You're getting slammed if you're shorting this stuff. And I don't think we're going to see silver slow down. Joe, I see some really intelligent guys, and some of these guys will tell you these huge prices on what gold and silver is going to do. And it's like I don't get into that place I don't get too optimistic about where it could go. But I was looking at Mike Maloney, for example, just one of the guys that I'll scan through to look at. And he said this is what's going to happen. They're talking 45-year cup and handle. I don't know how much you can read into that. But he says silver will be triple digits, and he said it will be middle triple digits. And why do I get the feeling that's just not so much a fantasy anymore at $500 silver? That's a 10x rise. If things go really wrong, as far as the ability to have silver, 10x is not it's not a fantasy. It's a possibility. I'm not saying just doing that, but now I'm starting to think it's possible. You know, we've been kicking silver. Joe, you've been kicking silver around for how many years? But you were selling for $1.25.
Right.
So you're at like 40x.
Yeah.
Okay, so another 10x doesn't seem that difficult, and that's $500 silver. What is gold going to be? That's going to be like $10,000 gold. And look at gold today. Silver has taken off and flexing its muscles, and gold's like, oh yeah, well, I'll throw another $80 to $100 on the fire. Yeah. It's incredible, and we've been pushing people the last 2 years. I know you guys you're holding on to your money really tight, the money that is Federal Reserve notes, but that's not what you should be holding on to. Every asset class, I've been saying it for the last 2 years, the inflation is coming. Gold, if gold is a leading indicator, and it did it in 2019, moving into 2020, gold hit the 2,000 point in August 4th of 2020, and then it went sideways. Then the inflation hit. It was up from 12. We were selling 20s for $1,250, $1,300, and we were selling for like $2,200. Then in Valentine's Day of last year, gold was at a low-ish area of $2,000, and just in the last 18 months, we were at $4,000. That's much more dramatic than what happened during COVID. It's a leading indicator. What economic mess is heading our way? This is actually a very scary situation because gold is saying, hey, we're warning you guys, the world is about to get crazy.
Yeah, that's the sad part. Jason, well said. This isn't about right now. Because I know you're looking around saying, well, it's not great, but it's not that bad. And inflation's been... Guys, there's a huge event right around the corner. And all the guys that know what that event is, they're the ones buying all of this stuff. We're left to speculate as to what it may be. Get in while the getting's good. 800-951-0592. Canadian dollar rolls. We're down to less than 50 rolls left at $700. That's $39 of meltable silver for $35 a coin. You get 20 coins in the roll, $700 for the total. A lot of people paying with Texit. We've taken $33,000 worth of Texit coin today for people jumping in gold and silver. We've got people using gold and silver to get Texit. Right? Think about a roll of Silver Eagles now. I mean, as long as they're in, decent shape, that's a seat. That's a seat. With a few bucks left over. I mean, it's crazy what is happening right now. Like I said, we've got the winners. We've had the winners for a very long time. Well, I don't know about a very long time, but, since May. And guys, just understand, they're not buying all of this gold and all of this silver for stuff that's already happened. That's not what they're doing. They're buying all of this for what's coming next. And that is what you need to be ready for. And I can only speculate, but man, does it feel like some form of sovereign debt crisis, a fiat crisis of some sort. That's just kind of what it feels like. And that's something, honestly, Jason, I mean, I've never seen that. You've never seen that, right? The world, you got to be pretty old to have seen one of these things before.
Well, and one of the guys was saying, this is they're all buying gold. All their central banks are buying gold. That it seems like they're all trying to position themselves for what's going to happen. And in the term that was used, I was looking at is a worldwide sovereign debt crisis. Yeah. All currencies are having a sovereign debt crisis. All at the same time. It's almost like they want to make sure everyone's percent is in tow to a new system, Joe. It really looks like the system doesn't want to lose control. They don't care if they change it. But they
Right.
what was told, and I think it was Mike Maloney. I can't remember which guy was watching. It was really good. He basically talked about the last bunch of these huge crises economically, and he said this time there is no one to shoulder it. It's not the taxpayer. It's not the big banks. It's not Wall Street. He said this one is going to have to be the central banks. And he's like, the central banks will take a hit as long as they keep control. And then
they keep control, and
gold,
digital.
Gold can buy your way out of this. Inflation is the way to make it better for them. Hey, we'll take a hit, but you guys are going to take a hit with us.
Yeah. Gold 41.05 now, a new high. That's just spot price. You've got December gold now almost 41.25. Guys, keep your head on a swivel here. If you're looking at gold right now, man, I'll hold on today as much as I can. 41.95 on 20s. We've got the Canadian dollars at $35. Basically, it's got almost really kind of close to $40 of meltable silver for $35.
Many of them uncirculated. Many of them are uncirculated.
Yeah, and we're not even adding the fact because uncirculated, that's worth, you guys know this, that's worth $2, $3, $4, right? I mean, it's probably a $45 coin all day, and you're getting them for $35. At 800-951-0592. Jason and I are coming back. Dave